What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Aston Villa nil, Manchester United nil in what was a extremely poor game of football to watch. It was absolutely abysmal in terms of viewing. Not much happened apart from Bruno Fernandes having a free kick hit the bar in the second half, and then Aston Villa having a great chance to actually win the game in the 93rd minute after Man United fall asleep and Aston Villa have a play it well and they have a good chance in the 93rd minute to win the game. Apart from that, nothing happened. It was a very boring game of football. In terms of stats, total number of shots on target by both teams was 5. And yeah, there's not much to say, to be honest with you. Going forward, both teams were very content with each other having the ball. Both teams set up in a mid kind of 4-4-2 mid block and were just kind of happy with their centre backs passing it about at the back. And yeah, not many chances were created by either side. The XG was very low as well. But if we have a look at Erik Ten Hag's starting 11, I was very surprised to see Maguire and Johnny Evans start. I was very surprised to see that, and I wasn't happy with the team whatsoever with Harry Maguire and Evans starting, and then Mainu and Eriksen in the middle. Then you had Garnacho, Bruno, Rashford and Højlund up front. Then obviously Onana, Mazraoui and Dalot playing as well. So the back five was slightly different with De Ligt and Martinez coming out for Maguire and Evans. And the duo of Maguire and Evans, Maguire 31 years of age, Evans 36, was first seen at Leicester City in the 2018-19 season. But here they are around 6 years later, playing for Manchester United in 2024. I mean, you can't really make that up, can you? I mean, I just don't understand why they started. To be honest, to be fair to both of them, Evans did have a very good game and he was man of the match. And to be fair to Evans as well, last season he did have a good season last season as well, filling in as well. But to be honest, I wasn't happy with the team whatsoever. I would like in my 11, I wanted Ugarte and Casemiro to start in midfield ahead of Mainu and Bruno. But they didn't. I also wanted Xerxes and Ahmad to start ahead of Garnacho and Højlund. And obviously I wanted De Ligt and Martinez in there at the back ahead of Maguire and Evans. I honestly thought coming into this game, Aston Villa were going to bop us off the park. And Aston Villa were easily going to win this 3-0. But Aston Villa, they looked kind of tired throughout the game. And they weren't kind of pressing Man United as much as I would have thought they would have pressed United. So that was very surprising to see. Aston Villa allowed United time on the ball and they allowed their centre-backs to play with it. And yeah, although Man United didn't really get into any threatening positions. Man United started off poorly as well. Eriksen picks up a yellow card 3 minutes in. And Aston Villa have a free kick, comes into the box, nothing comes of it. But Man United do have a chance 5 minutes into the game when Rashford wins it off Matty Cash, who is playing at right back. And Marcus Rashford wins the ball back from Matty Cash and he runs at the Aston Villa defence, cuts inside and shoots with his right foot, and it's saved by the goalkeeper Martinez. Rodgers then at 7 minutes gone has a shot after Villa play through the middle of Man United's midfield with ease, and that's what I thought as well. A couple of times Aston Villa did break through that United midfield double pivot of Eriksen and Mainu, and Aston Villa that final ball of Aston Villa's was lacking a little bit of quality. If they had a little bit of quality going forward, then they definitely could have punished Manchester United as well. And the same can be said for Man United's kind of final ball. It was just off. The pass accuracy for both teams was low as well. And 16 minutes gone, Højlund beats the offside trap and he could have been through on goal, but his first touch is off an elephant, unfortunately. So that comes to nothing. And 20 minutes gone and Philogen has a good strike, but it's off target as well. Yeah, and then that's all that happened in the first half, to be honest. Harry Maguire did his pick go off with an injury. It looked like as if his knee locked at the end, and it was a very forgettable half of football. Like I said, Aston Villa looked tired and Manchester United looked slightly more organised than usual. So that was surprising to see that we weren't kind of going full on in a 4-2-4 press, and we were kind of sitting off Aston Villa and letting them play. And yeah, that was okay to see in terms of defensively. I really do think we need to give up this 4-2-4 press because it doesn't seem to be working. whatsoever. So Man United starts at half-time, 49% possession, 2 shots and 2 on target, with a pass accuracy of 81%, and it was an average display. 7 touches in the box compared to Villa's 7 as well. And at half-time, we do see a double defensive substitution whereby Lindelof and De Ligt come on for Maguire and Mazraoui. I was very surprised to see Mazraoui come off. I thought he played okay down that right side. He was defensively sound as well. Lindelof as well hasn't been in Premier League action since March, so this was his first game of the season as well. And the second half kicks off and Man United have a good chance when Rashford cuts in and shoots after Man United win the ball back in Villa's half, and it's a good save by Martinez. Rashford looked our most threatening player this match against Villa and against Porto as well, but unfortunately he was taken off against Porto, and unfortunately he was taken off against Villa as well. And Villa have a good chance when a corner comes in and Thielsmann, it trickles down to Thielsmann from who is outside the box. He has a shot and Onana has to make a good save. And Villa make a mistake. Villa cause Man United to make a mistake, and Rashford skies it into the midfield, and it leads to a Villa chance. Watkins skies it over the bar. And then 63 minutes gone, Rashford and Højlund come off for Xerxes and Anthony. Rashford was, like I mentioned, Man United's best attacking player, and he takes him off because he should have got a yellow card. I think Rashford was very fortunate to stay on the pitch. He made a very petulant challenge on, I forgot who it was. I think it was the right back for Aston Villa. I don't know who it was for Aston Villa, but he makes a very poor challenge. He trips up the player, and it could have easily been a second yellow for Marcus Rashford, and that would have been 3 United players sent off in 3 consecutive games, which I'm not sure has happened before. A couple minutes later, Bruno, like I mentioned, has a free kick. 68 minutes gone, he has a free kick and he smacks it against the bar, and it was a very good free kick, but I think if it had been on target, Martinez would have got there. I think he would have made the save, Martinez. So 77 minutes gone, Anthony has a good shot with his left foot, but it's an easy save for Martinez as well. And Casemiro comes on for Kobe in the 84th minute, and the final chance of the game came to Aston Villa in the 93rd minute. They create an amazing chance. Morgan Rogers drills the ball across goal from Villa's left hand side down Man United's right hand side, and Matthijs de Ligt completely misses the ball, which is very poor defending from him, and it opens up for Jadon Philogen at the back post, who has to score. He has to put that into the back of the net and make it Aston Villa 1-0, but Diego Dalot blocks it with his back, and that block by itself was worth a goal. It was a very good block by Diego Dalot, but Aston Villa should be scoring that, and it should be 1-0 Aston Villa. So the game ends, and full-time summary: 45% possession for United, 10 shots, 4 on target, 81% pass accuracy, 11 shots in the box compared to Aston Villa's 24. And to be honest, it wasn't good viewing at all. It was a very poor game of football to watch as a neutral and as a fan as well. Man United simply lack that cutting edge going forward. And it's very, very poor going forward by Man United. But it is a clean sheet. I think that's 4 clean sheets in the Premier League, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's 4 clean sheets in the Premier League for Manchester United. Let me just make sure that's right. But I do think it's 4 clean sheets for United in the Premier League so far this season. Most clean sheets. So Man United are leading in terms of clean sheets in the Premier League with 4. Liverpool have 5 clean sheets, and Arsenal have 3 clean sheets. So United are second in terms of clean sheets. However, we have conceded 8 goals this season in the Premier League, and it's just not good enough in terms of going forward, and where we are this season right now, it's just not good enough whatsoever. Enzo Maresca and Arne Slot have both proven to us in less than 10 games that you don't need to give a manager 3 seasons to see a style of play whilst also getting results along the way. I do believe that United have a style of play in and out of possession, but I just don't think it's good enough. I don't think Ten Hag is good enough to be delivering Man United Premier League titles and the big trophies, and I think he should have gone last season after the FA Cup final win. This is the worst start to a Premier League season ever. We are 14th in the league with 8 points. 14th in the league with 8 points, 5 goals scored, 8 conceded with a -3 goal difference. We are 6 points off 4th place Chelsea, who also drew today against Brighton, I think it was. Well, did they draw against Brighton? Sorry, I think it was Nottingham Forest actually they played. Let me just check. I think it was Nottingham Forest that Chelsea played against. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Chelsea drew against Nottingham Forest today. They are 4th with 14 points, ahead of Aston Villa with 14 points as well, but they have a higher goal difference of 8. And Man United, like I mentioned, are 14th, played 7, won 2, drawn 2, lost 3, scored 5, 8 goals conceded, -3 goal difference with 8 points. We are 14th in the league with 7 played. Just not good enough whatsoever. And yeah, so we are 6 points off 4th place Chelsea, 5 points away from the relegation zone. And 18th, Palace are 18th in the relegation zone with 3 points. We're closer to the relegation zone than we are to the top 4, and it's just not good enough. There's not much that can be said apart from that. I think Anthony and Garnacho aren't good enough to be playing for Manchester United. Anthony definitely isn't good enough. At best, he's championship quality or something. Garnacho as well, I think he's very overrated. I think he's very wasteful on the ball. Like we saw against Porto, he had 8 shots, like 2 on target, but he was very wasteful on the ball, Garnacho. And you know what? We let Sancho and Greenwood leave for these dead man. Like, I think that's on Ineos to be letting go of Sancho and Greenwood, and a combination of Ten Hag as well. You're letting go of Sancho and Greenwood, and you've got Anthony, Garnacho, Ahmad, and Rashford. I mean, as wingers, that's just not good enough, to be honest with you. Rashford has been our best player, I think, these past 2 games, but unfortunately he hasn't seen the 90 minutes. I don't know why Erik Ten Hag keeps persisting with Garnacho. I think Rashford is better than him on that left side. But yeah, not much can be said. Very poor performance going forward, and I don't know where this leaves Ten Hag. Some context, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked with 12 games played into the season, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sitting in 7th place, 6 points off top 4, and I think 12 points off the leaders at that time. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was sacked, and we were also top of the Champions League group. So I think what's happening this season is that when managers enter their 3rd season with a football club, they try to change their tactics a little bit and try a different style of play. What we saw with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he was sacked in his final season at United was that he was trying the high press, and we saw that against Liverpool, and it just didn't work, and we got beat 5-0 at Old Trafford. And similarly, what Erik Ten Hag is trying to do, he's trying to do the high press as well, and it's just not working. And this game, we saw Man United not high press, and we saw them sit in a compact kind of 4-4-2 mid block, and really stifle the middle of the pitch and not allow Aston Villa to be creating chances at will. And that's why we only let Aston Villa have 1 shot on target. So defensively, it was a very good performance by Manchester United, but of course going forward it has to improve a lot. And it's very unfortunate that we've let players like Sancho and Greenwood leave, and we've had like Garnacho, Anthony, Ahmad and Rashford to replace them. You know, that's on Ineos. And yeah, not much can be said apart from it's not looking good, bruv. And honestly, I don't know where this leaves Ten Hag with regards to his future at the club. Like I mentioned previously, if it was up to me, and I was in charge of proceedings at Manchester United, I would have sacked Erik Ten Hag after the FA Cup final win for finishing 8th. It's completely unforgivable, that. And yeah, that's it really. I don't know. All I can say is that's about 2 weeks whereby we are free of this football. 2 weeks whereby Manchester United are not playing any football, so we can rest at ease. The next Man United's next game is in the Premier League against Brentford on the 19th of October. And yeah, very happy to see Manchester United not play any football for the next 2 weeks, and we can enjoy our international break. And yeah, because we don't have to watch this dross. And if you enjoyed the video, Please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts of Manchester United's performance in the comments below.